again. I thought I, I thought I would just do a stream of consciousness kind of thing. Um, I think I'll just talk. There's so many things like I think I'll just talk about movies that I like. Okay, we'll just do a stream of consciousness of movies um that I recommend you watch. Okay, Lord guide me. Let this be good. Okay, I'm just gonna like talk in a anyway. What pops in my head, whatever comes to mind. Okay, Edward Scissorhands. Isn't it so cute when she goes up there, the Avon lady, and she's going up there and she sees him up there in the mansion. Watch Edward Scissorhands. And then he comes out, and then she puts the little thing on him. She goes, "Darn this stuff!" And she puts like the treatment on all his cuts because he has scissor hands. Like, how cute is that? I love that. That's so ASMR. And he loves Kim so much. Like, remember he's on the talk show and he's like looking, and she goes, why did you break into the house? And he goes, "'Cause you asked me to." Oh, now that's romance. And then he's like, and he said, she's dancing in the snow of the ice sculpture. Oh, you want romance. You want unusual. Edward Scissorhands. Okay, how it goes you. You know, Gozu is a funny story. I went to Best Buy. There was about a time when I was probably about 6. Oh no, it's gonna die. Okay, I gotta plug this in. I went to Best. There was a time when I started getting into buying DVDs. It was right when they they were going from VHS to DVD. I was like, I'm gonna start getting into anime and DVDs. You know, the first anime I ever got into was Azumanga Daioh. That was the first anime DVD I ever bought in my life. It's just a bunch of high school girls. What comes to mind? There's this spacey ADD girl who's just like, yeah. There's this Sakaki, was her name, and she's like this cool girl, and everybody's like, everyone's like, all the girls and especially the girls are like, oh, she's so cool, I love her. She's like, and she's like, but she loves cute things, but everyone's like, wow, she's so cool, and she loves like cute kitties and stuff, and she's trying to pet this kitty, and every time she tries to pet him, he bites her. That was the first anime DVD I ever bought. There's lots of cute personalities in that anime. That was one of the, that was me like as a grown person trying to get into it. This is gonna be weird. I'm sorry. I said this is stream of consciousness. What's coming to mind? Gozu. I love Gozu. I went to Best, like I said, I was about 15 or something. I'm like, I'm gonna start could have been 15, could have been 18. I'm like, I'm gonna start getting into collecting DVDs. And there was a guy there that recommended me Gozu. And that was the first Japanese film I think I've ever been recommended. And he was so right. Guy at Best Buy, you knew me. How did you know me? Sometimes people just know you. And it's a bit magical. Like, someone could just sense your vibe. And he just recommended me this weird, obscure Japanese movie. And to this day, it's one of my favorites. It's very bizarre. It's just full of it's just very strange. It has one of the coolest effects I've seen to this day. As somebody that's with somebody that's an effects guy, even he thinks it's one of the coolest effects he's ever seen at the end. It's very unusual. It's very cool. It's very weird. If you like quirky, I think you'll like Gozu. It had a very big impact on me. I love, there's an interview with him on the director on the DVD where he's talking about his inspiration, and it's one of my favorite interviews ever. It's about him going, when you're young, oh man, I'm not even looking how I look. He goes, when you're young, he goes, you see a milk, you're going down a street and it's like magical, you just like, I remember vividly as a kid, like there's this, my grandma Patty, she lived in this house right next to a park, and I grew up with my cousins and we were at this park. We would go down to this park and there was this sewer grate, and we would walk up to the sewer grate and look inside of it, like it was one of those bigger ones that was just like a flood sewer grate, and we'd look through the other side and we see the light on the other side, and as kids, and just that other side of that grate was like a magical weird land. And like I remember, and we would open sometimes it was unlocked, and we'd open the gate and we would walk in there a little bit, but we would always be too afraid to like walk all the way through. We'd just like go like a few feet inside of it. And I always thought it'd be a cool Alice in Wonderland thing to have it where she goes to the other side of the sewer grate and she ends up in another world, because that's how it was as a kid. And there was this park, there was like a main park, and if you walked, it seemed like forever. Had to be just like, it wasn't that far away. It was like if you're in a neighborhood and there's like, say there's like 2 or 3 streets, it had to be that distance away, but there was like a park in the distance that you'd walk to, and it seemed so like this magical faraway place, like, and even like just like the other side of the sewer grate was like this magical faraway place, and it was literally the other side of the street. There's nothing like it was, that's it. Like it wasn't some new land, but it felt that way. And I remember one time we did cross, like, but just that whole anticipation of like what's over there on that other side of the street, it was so wondrous. And I remember as a kid there was like we had this separation between the 2 neighborhoods, and there's lots of like I say this a lot, but my childhood was full of like wonder. Like I walked around a lot and just, this is what I would do as a kid. I loved video games. I loved Barbies. I loved watching the boys play video games. I loved walking around the neighborhood, picking flowers, and singing to myself. And like there were areas where it's just like that other side of the neighborhood was a magical place. Like that was like it had like some sort of enchanted quality about it, because I didn't, when you're a kid, things are just a bit mysterious. And I love the director of Gozu, in his interview about Gozu, Takahashi Mike, is that his name? I don't want to get it wrong. Something like that. He's going, when you're little, like things are magical like that. Like things like there'll just be like a weird milk. You'll be like riding your bike and you'll see a strange milkman, and you'll just like, there'll be something strange you see, and you're just like full of wonder about it. And That's one of my favorite interviews ever. Like, cause I agree, isn't that? I hope you had a childhood like that. You know, where you just have like, what's going on over there? May we all be like that. If you want to be, I love that idea of just being like, what's going on over there? What's that? You know, keep that alive. Life is actually a lot. When you're a kid, you're like, oh, what's over there? It's actually much stranger over there in reality. That's the funny part, right? But then we just kind of get desensitized. Stay sensitive. You know, I was talking about how I don't drive, you know, but because I don't drive, I have to walk places. And because I have to walk places, like, I hear the birds chirp, I hear, like, I look at the flowers as I'm walking by, and sometimes I think if I drove, then I wouldn't see these things. I hear people just walking around outside, and it makes me feel like I'm not magical. You ever get on a tangent and you feel a bit magical? You're magical. Shut up. We're magical. We're so magical. Did you know it? You know it. I know you felt it. You feel it, don't you? Anyway, if you have a dog, hey, listen, if you have a dog, you probably walk that dog and you like sniff those flowers because you have to. You gotta walk that dog. You gotta walk that pup. I never had a pup. I've only had kitties. You ever just like watch a kitty outside? They own the town. They own the town. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Gozu. Anyway, it's a really interesting movie, but it's more, I guess it's more the idea of the whole. Get the DVD. I don't know, maybe it had an influence. You ever wonder about things like that had a big impact on you, and you think, if I saw it now at this age, would it have that effect on me? Like Silent Hill. When I was little, Silent Hill, I used to get game magazines, and Silent Hill, when I saw that review for that game, it just touched me. Like, I would see these reviews on the game, and I don't know, it just spoke to me. I just thought it was the coolest thing I ever seen in my life. And I didn't know what it was about. Before I even played it, I would make up lore about it because I was so inspired by the imagery. So I would see like the blood splatter on the. I just never seen anything like that because I grew up in a very Jesus household, so scary things were very taboo. I feel like that definitely made me more interested in them, even though I love the Lord and the Lord's my life. But like, it made it taboo, scary things, because there wasn't a lot of scary things around me as a kid. Well, this is gone. This isn't even about movies anymore. That's alright. This is like from the heart. Okay, and like, I would like make up stuff based on the images I would see on these PlayStation magazines. Like, because I was like, oh, this looks so cool and so interesting and deep and scary. Like, that had such an effect on me. Like, and I joined forums. Like, Silent Hill is such a big part of my life. Huge part of my life, and just like my first entrance into being on the internet was because of Silent Hill. I would go to Silent Hill forums, and we would talk about the lore and the music and Akira Yamaoka's amazing, brilliant scores, and like the puzzles, and like that was my entrance into the internet. This isn't about movies anymore. Oh, I said stream of consciousness. You're learning about me. Okay. Uh, anyway, I like to make up scary stories when I was little. I would scare all my friends. Like that was my specialty, was making up stories as a kid. And I hold that with pride because I feel like I'm totally not creative anymore, but I was as a kid. Um I wish I was still like that. Anyways, we're talking about movies. Let's talk about movies. Willy Wonka. Watch Willy Wonka. Don't you love how Willy Wonka is so sarcastic and like... It's a great movie. There you go. There's full of magic and... Watch Willy Wonka. There's a Willy Wonka in me. Is there a Willy Wonka in you? I bet there is. Just make like a magical world. But like have it be like a little scary. Like when they're on the boat, they're like who knows which way we're going? And everyone's just like it's all cute and magical, but they're like terrified. It's terrifying. That's a good movie. It's a good movie. Willy Wonka. About Schmidt is a beautiful movie. You just feel like your life is just kind of like whatever. And just like it's just not flowing right. And that movie always makes me cry at the end. I love that, just like the way it's shot in this very personal perspective. I love things that are shot in a personal perspective, like American Psycho. It's kind of pretentious to say, but don't you love that? I love seeing things through a personal perspective, like a self-reflective type of thing. I like things that are subtle. I love, like, when I say about Schmidt, here's the things that come to mind is him talking about the potato chips he eats. How he goes, I eat the barbecue potato chips. My wife has the regular ones. And he's sitting at work and he's looking at the clock and he's looking at the young man come in, and it's just his perspective. Don't you love that? I love that. Things that are like that. Or just like Marisol always talking about his morning routine. Don't you love things like that? I like that. Everybody likes that. This isn't anything special. Maybe it is. Well, it's me. Even when I'm not me, I'm me. Even when you're not you, you're you. I think this is good. This is good. There's this girl who had what was it? Some sort of breathing disease. And she had all these videos and she's just talking. And she's saying just all these little things and they're inspiring things. And you know what? I'm becoming like a weird person. Like I'm always just trying to say something positive as I'm like in a melancholy way. I don't want to come off like that. Do I? That's weird. Because it's weird. It's like it's a very strange... It's a strange thing to sit there and bring your attention to your mortality. That's a very... I don't think that's probably a healthy thing to do. I'm a very privileged person. I just have always been taken care of. So I've had a lot of time to just sit with myself. And when you have too much time to sit with yourself, you become sort of an annoying person. Like, because you're out of touch with reality. Most people are just trying their best just to support their family and, like, things like that. And I'm one of these people that is just kind of floating. So I'm like you know what? Don't say that. Everybody's valuable. But I'm like the kind of person that well, I don't know. Lord guide me. I don't know what I'm doing. What was I talking? Movies. What's another movie? Anyway, Watch About Schmidt is a beautiful ending. I hope your life is full of wonder and romance and magic. And there's a lot of magic out there. Sometimes you have to look for it. Maybe sometimes you're so busy you don't even have time to even consider it. And you know what? If you do, if you're one of those people, you're the better person. You really are. And you're an amazing person. There's so many people around me that work so hard, and I can't even fathom it. I can't even fathom how hard the people around me work. And I'm just kind of there. And I don't know. This is me, okay? I don't know. Am I good? Am I bad? I don't know. But if you're working hard and you take care of people, you're an amazing person. You're amazing. And I pray you have everything you want in this world. Everything you want. I hope you get it. And I hope you feel like that, fulfilled and satisfied. Like you're so an amazing person if you work hard. You know, even if you're just existing, you're like, it's hard just to exist. It really is. Not really. Is it? Is it? Is it? We need to suck it up a little bit. Flowers just bloom and they die and they're just like, did you notice? Did you notice? You're like a flower too. Notice. Take a look. Sniff it. Sniff it. Sniff yourself. Sniff it. You smell really good. And even if you don't smell like anything, I bet you look fucking. I bet you look amazing. I bet you look. What is this? I don't know. I hope you have a... We already said this. I hope you have a good day, a good life. Everything's great. Everything's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be my slogan. Everything's great. It's gonna be amazing. You're so amazing. Oh, you're so hot. You're doing such a good job. That thing you're working on, it's gonna turn out so good. So good. I can't wait to see it. Show it to me. Show it to me. Tell me about it. I want to know all about it.